It's official. The Social Security Fairness Act has just voted and passed in the Senate. I'll let you know when the benefits will start to kick in. Also, I'll play you some video clips from what happened last night, including Ted Cruz.
Don't sell seniors down the river. Look, we all know the United States Congress spends like drunken sailors, and frankly, that's not fair to the sailors because at least they're spending their own money.
Play the full video clip of that, of what he said, as well as a few other senators. Also, we have the government shutdown, which is not official yet, and the big question is, are we going to have delays in Social Security checks come January if there is a government shutdown? I'll answer that question and give you some other important details as well. Before I dive into the main content, if you appreciate the Social Security updates, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more Social Security updates. So this is historic. As we see here, Senate advances bill to boost Social Security benefits for millions of people. Now, when it comes to millions of people, it's actually exactly 2.3 million people on Social Security, which is great. But what about the other 68 million or 67.8 million? They need Social Security benefits boosted as well. Well, we're going to get into that. But first, it advances. The vote was a 73 to 23. So it got a lot of bipartisan support. This is going to eliminate the WEP, GPO. In the House, it was voted at 327 to 75. It passed there. The next step, it has to be signed off by President Biden, which he plans to vote on. So this bill, covered it multiple times in detail. You would know or not if it's going to affect you because it's only affecting 2.3 million people. Now, what I would have loved to have seen as a historic Social Security bill is that it affected everybody. Not just people on Social Security, or not just the people with the WP GPO, but everybody on Social Security. A massive increase for all Social Security benefits. Increase the COLA by 10%. Give at least an extra $200 to $500 more per month to every Social Security recipient. That's the type of bill we should have seen to be given to 70 million Social Security recipients. So it looks like this could set the precedent where we see more Social Security action happen. Definitely not for the end of 2024 because they are trying to get the government funded and then go home for the winter break. But we could see something like that happen in 2025. Now, the big question is, with the government shutdown, will January Social Security payments be late if government shuts down? With just a couple weeks away before January Social Security payments, what's going to happen with the government shutdown? Well, we're going to get into that. Let me just play you a few video clips of what some senators who agreed and disagreed on this bill. Take a listen.
I come to the floor to talk about the vote that we're about to move to here shortly. It sounds like motherhood and apple pie, the Social Security Fairness Act. Who could be against Social Security fairness? The fact of the matter is the policy does address a challenge with Social Security for a single-digit percentage of people who have a pension, a government pension program, and they're not necessarily getting exactly what they should back. So it is something we need to fix. But this is not the way to fix it. Ladies and gentlemen, we are 10 years away from most economists' consensus believing that the Social Security Trust Fund is going to reach insolvency. 10 years. 10 years away. This bill will take $200 billion over that 10-year period out of the Social Security Trust Fund without any offsetting payment to it. So that is to right a wrong for a small percentage of people that should get fairly treated. They are going to raid $200 billion with a B over 10 years to pay for this. That pulls insolvency forward by 6 months. Now, 6 months doesn't sound like a lot if you're talking, years and years and years into the future, but we're estimated to be reaching insolvency within the next 9 to 10 years. Suddenly, 6 months becomes a pretty significant amount of time. So we're bowing to, we have people here who have voted against bills before because they say, I don't like the idea of something not going through regular order, getting dumped on us at the last minute and voting on it. Ladies and gentlemen, this bill has not even had a hearing in any committee in the House or the Senate. It got sent to us through a procedure called a discharge petition, which means that they've discharged their duty of doing regular order, sent it to us, and now we're about to take a vote today without having voted on it.
When Washington, when we in Congress, when the president makes a promise to the American people, people expect us to fulfill it. Today, the Senate has an opportunity to live up to a promise. Millions of teachers, firefighters, police officers. I worked in a public hospital for the uninsured. I would add nurses, technicians, lab techs, janitors. They expect us to fulfill this promise, and they are watching today. They're watching filled with hope that the Senate will pass the Social Security Fairness Act to finally stop punishing them for having elected to serve our communities. We can fix a broken system that has unfairly harmed them for almost 30 years.
Years of fiscal irresponsibility have brought us to the crisis we are today, which is more than $36 trillion of national debt. That breaks down to $104,000 for every man, woman, and child in this great country of ours. $104,000 liability on every human citizen in the United States of America. And it's terrifying to think that at the end of the fiscal year, we're going to spend more on paying just the interest on our debt than we do to defend our country. This is the crisis we're facing, and we're going into this blindly, and it passed overwhelmingly with cloture at 72 votes. It's unbelievable that no one's even thinking about what we can do and how we could do it better. There's a problem. We can fix the problem. The governments make tough choices. I don't need to tell you all that. But however, as matters stand, we're now choosing to ignore fiscal crisis again. And if this thing hits the wall, that means it increases 6 months. It advances the insolvency of Social Security 6 more months. We're trying to figure out how that we can save Social Security. And we're not.
I thank my friend, the senator from West Virginia, who is standing here. We are standing here together with a bipartisan plea to the Senate to act in a reasonable, fiscally responsible way. Senator Manchin and I are also, in a bipartisan way, asking the Senate, don't sell seniors down the river. Look, we all know the United States Congress spends like drunken sailors, and frankly, that's not fair to the sailors, because at least they're spending their own money. But even in that context, what we saw earlier today was tragic. The vote earlier today was designed to solve a real problem. The windfall elimination provision, the WEP provision, it was enacted in an effort to ensure Social Security benefits are paid fairly, and they recognize the amount that is actually paid into Social Security. However, when the WEP was enacted, it got the formula wrong, and the result is, for thousands upon thousands of retired police officers and retired firefighters and retired teachers, they got shortchanged. The Cruz-Manchin amendment would cost $25 billion over the next 10 years. $25 billion compared to $190 billion. And critically, the Cruz-Manchin amendment has been scored that over 75 years, which when you're dealing with Social Security, you typically look at the longer window. Over 75 years, the scoring shows it has a negligible impact. It doesn't speed up the insolvency of Social Security by a single day.
We Democrats are ready to stand with our public service retirees and finally fix this problem. The American people will see today which senators are ready to deliver on these Social Security benefits and who will block this golden opportunity that could help millions. I thank Senator Brown and others for their hard work. Yield the floor and ask for the yeas and no. Yield the floor.
What are your thoughts on what some of the senators had to say? Now, again, I really wish this bill covered all Social Security beneficiaries. Everybody got a raise, everybody got an increase, a reform for everybody. That would have been great. Unfortunately, it didn't happen this time, but I will keep you updated on anything in the future. Let's get into this. Will January Social Security payments be late if government shuts down? The quick answer, no. Payments are always going to be on time. They're not going to be cut. They're not going to be delayed. What will be delayed and cut is the verification letters for Social Security, some services, customer support for Social Security. Those things could be delayed. You could see wait times be a lot longer on phone calls, as well as a few other things. So your payments, if you're worried about that, your payments are completely fine, even if the government shuts down for a longer time past January. But that's highly doubtful. Maybe even today, maybe even by the time you're watching this video, you'll see the government funded. But anyways, that is all the news that I have for today to hopefully cheer you up a bit. Here's my daughter Belle's tip of the day.
Oh, hi guys, I didn't see you there. Hi guys, this is Belle. This is today. I want to tell you something what you should really do. You should always be kind, and if you want to do something very happy, then do it. Like today, I'm going to be making popsicle, and I'm going to be doing it with you. So, what the first step is, get some milk. You can do cow milk or oat milk. Anyway, yeah, and you just have to take these out.
If you want to see how you could get a $2,128 Social Security boost in this new bill, completely separate from the Social Security Fairness Act, but this bill, which is in Congress, you're going to want to see that. So click that video now, and I'll see you in that video where it could give a 12% COLA increase. So click that video now, and I'll see you in that video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.